Alright, welcome back to a brand new video of the Targeted Individual Program, Targeted Individual Experience. So, I just hurt my back sitting on the toilet, and I had my phone on the sink, so I couldn't really hold on to the sink to stand up. So, like I said, at times I try to be most of the times I try to be very, very careful. I always try to be aware of my back injury. And I was like, okay, let me just get up without holding on to anything. And as I was getting up, look, look what they wrote. Look what they wrote. So as I was getting up, I just felt my disc slipped. And I was in so much pain. I'm still in a lot of pain right now. Just took a muscle relaxer. Hopefully my back will start feeling better soon. Whew. Anyhow, so I got in the house, and of course immediately start to hear the New York Predator. Look. I hope you guys zoom in, right? You do the middle finger, give the middle finger to him. Right? Look, he's looking over there at the post office. Using what's called the eye staring campaign. Now she's looking at her shoes. Criminality of these people is unbelievable. Like I said, there are those in law enforcement, the dark tribe personality traits who engage in all sort of cultish behavior, and religion plays a big part of it. I gotta go in on their religion, right? On their bullshit religion, right? So, if you want to know where a lot of the stories in the Bible comes from, all you got to do is read about Canaanite and Hebrew cultural beliefs, right? Read about the Sumerian mythology, Greek mythology, but most important, the beginning source of where they get their story from, started in Genesis, is the Kemetic mythology, or the Kemetic spiritual belief system, which is based on reality, mind you. Though they may use certain character, which is created to represent, right? To represent our reality, right? The cosmos, Kemetic science. That's what Kemetic spirituality is. It's science, right? The understanding that science is how we learn about our creation, our existence. Math is part of that in terms of understanding the laws of nature, right? Astrology, and understanding how the planets align, how they move, the sun, the stars, the moon, how all these things affect our lives, right? So when they say gods of Egypt, they're not gods, okay? They're the representation. Oh, look at that Rolls Royce. I was on the phone talking to the TI from California, and she was talking about one of the TIs who had a Rolls Royce, a white dude, right? Of course, And she said that they took away his Rolls Royce. And so what do we see here? You see, was that a Rolls Royce or was that a Bentley? Might be a Bentley, I'm sorry. But anyway, it's a luxury vehicle, very expensive one, right? So anyhow, so if you want to, I'm gonna give you guys a perfect example of one, right? And I've talked about the Epic of Gilgamesh, right? Which is the Sumerian tale of, or what is called the Enlil Elish, right? The Sumerian creation story, which that was based off of the Kemetic creation story, right? And the oneness, right? where the Neter Ptah, okay, uttered the word and formed the word, right? Creation came into existence. So this is where they get that God spoke the word. Let there be light. And there was light. Okay? And how did they get these stories? Because of the Hyksos. The Hyksos invasion of Kemet in the middle dynastic period, which is around the 14th, 15th century. Around the 14th, 15th dynastic period, that century, right? So in Kemet, they had a story called the Golden Lotus. It was a myth of a maiden who dropped her golden flower in the river Nile, and she wanted it back. So the pharaoh commanded the wizard, or what you call the magician, I should say, to retrieve the golden lotus in the bottom of the Nile. And so the wizard stretched out his wand, okay, and parted the Nile. And the boat slid down into the Nile, and it says that the waters were parted on both sides, 40 feet high. It said the Nile was 20 feet, and when the water piled up on each side, the height was 40 feet. So this is where you get the parting of the Red Sea story out of the Bible. But you wouldn't understand this if you don't know history. Okay? And again, as I said, it's important that we as black people, we understand our history, because we have been lied to more than anybody else, right? By a group of people who were upset and ashamed that they were beaten by black Africans, right? And why? Again, the whole story of firstborns being killed in Egypt, and then you see the same story repeated with the birth of Jesus, right? Is because these very same people were sacrificing Egyptian black children to their God, right? And they ruled with wickedness. So these so-called people were not enslaving Egypt or Kemet, or not Kemet or Egypt, what they call it today, but they were in fact ruthless leaders, and people were basically sacrificing Egyptian kids, black children, and they were also killing the sacred animals, eating them. All right. So our history is out there. It just has been misinterpreted and given back to us in a negative form and in a bastardized version, taking us out of the history and giving us this myth that is meant to manipulate us and trick us. All right, talk to you guys in the next video.